Data is an essential part of machine learning and artificial intelligence, and it's especially important for platform business models. So, as you understand, a platform business model has cycles of value creation and value consumption generated by the company and the networks and partners that they work with. All of those different parties need AI to support what they're doing on the platform. And of course, AI makes use of data. So as the platform, the networks, and the companies are all interacting together, they're creating a wealth of data. And that data is used as a product by itself, and it's used to better inform the platform through use of artificial intelligence and machine learning applications. Data enables all the important things that happen on a platform that create value. It enables curation, customization, matching of buyers and sellers. For users, it allows them to improve their preferences, to track trends, to track usage, and help the company encourage the best behavior out of its producers and consumers. For the company, it can help track inventory, it can drive strategy, it can create new experiments to see what works better for the company and the users. It can even track misuse and help companies identify suboptimal or even criminal use on their platforms. If we were to think, for example, about Facebook and the problems they have had with phony accounts and manipulation on the platform, AI is certainly one of their strategies to help combat that going forward. So AI is important for any platform organization, any platform application, and data is what enables AI to do its job. So given the complexity and the many moving parts on platform businesses, no company can manage all of those interactions and all of those transactions itself, and artificial intelligence must be a part of the equation. So what is machine learning or AI really doing? At its heart, it's replacing the activities of human beings. As human beings in our personal lives and in our professional lives, we make decisions all day long. We use input data specific to the instance. We apply our experience, and we come to a decision using our intuition, our knowledge, and frankly, however we feel that day, to be honest. Well, machine learning is essentially creating an artificial intelligence that can make those same types of decisions. And just like people need data and experience to make good decisions, so do AIs. AIs use input data and training data in order to create the right output. And both those input data and training data pieces need to be carefully considered by any organization that's trying to create an artificial intelligence. Both of those pieces need to be thoughtfully and carefully put together. One of the most important elements of a successful machine learning application is the training data. And the training data is really the insight that allows the machine to learn the information it needs in order to make good decisions. So for example, we have a wonderful application here of a machine learning tool that's trying to distinguish parrot or guacamole. As you can see from the pictures, there's quite a lot of overlap in terms of color, shape, size for these parrot and guacamole pictures. In order to create the training data to teach an AI how to do this, some person likely is going to have to go and label thousands of pictures as either parrot or guacamole. And then, as a part of the machine learning process, the AI will review all those pictures, look at different characteristics among them, and try to parse out what colors, what shapes, many different imaging processing elements, but which ones are associated with parrots and which ones are associated with guacamole. To have training data, you're really creating the gold standard for what good looks like on this decision. Now, this is specific to supervised machine learning, but most of the applications that companies are building today are supervised learning applications trying to replicate decisions that human beings make today. For example, Wealthfront and Betterment are creating decisions that essentially replace financial advisors for a set of users. The training data is the other piece that has to be included for successful machine learning. The training data includes all the features that are going to be used to build a predictive model. So for example, the training data for this Parrot versus Guacamole application might examine the proportion of red to green. It might look for edge detection, point detections. It might look for the circular eye shape of parrots. And all of those different things need to be turned into hard data that the machine learning tool can then associate with either Parrot or Guacamole. So the input data and the training data create sort of a heavy load for the company in order to create an artificial intelligence. It requires a great deal of upfront investment to get this data right, and a lot of thoughtfulness around what's the problem we're trying to solve, what does good look like in decision making for this problem, and what is the world of input data that either a person or an artificial intelligence would need to consider in order to come to that correct decision. So at Open Matters, which is our AI startup, we have had to create a similar application. One of our key deliverables is the ability to look at a company and determine what its business model is. So whether it uses things, services, money, technology, or platforms to create value for its customers. And in doing so, we've had to consider both of these important pieces. The first is the training data. So we had to look at each company and decide for ourselves what the gold standard business model was for that company, reading annual reports, looking at the websites, and determining, does this company deal in technology or do they deal in physical assets? The second piece is the input data, and we've had to look far beyond the typical business metrics that are available to us. Most of financial reporting today is based on physical goods or services businesses, and when it comes to technology or platforms, there aren't standard metrics. Companies do not report on how many people participate in their networks, shared value between the organization and the user. Daily average users is a good one, but not everyone reports on that. So all of those pieces we've had to create ourselves, cobbling together different sources in order to build a data set that the AI can actually use as input data to make good decisions about a company's business model.